Coming at you from the south side of Chicago, straight out of my mother's basement at my childhood home, I'd like to welcome you all to the power to persist. My sister.
Good morning.
Valencia. Good morning. Welcome to the basement of my childhood home. We're like, this is where it all goes down. This is where my resilient journey started, right here on the south side of Chicago in Woodlawn. Welcome to the Power to Persist podcast.
Well, thank you, and I love it. I mean, I don't know if this is the original, what it looked like, but this is a great space. It's warm, it's welcoming, it's inviting, and I'm excited about this conversation today.
Well, thank you. It was scary as hell as a kid. This place was dark, dingy. I was scared to come down here to get tools to clean up, or my mom had to bring laundry down here to wash. But yes, it looks a little different.
Isn't that every basement in our childhood homes? We had one
No doubt
too.
about it.
We had that same feeling too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you know, I wish there was a place where I could have played, but yeah, I don't have like a lot of good memories. There was a lot of junk and stuff stored down here. You have been city clerk of Chicago since 2017. You have led and supported so many incredible initiatives during your time as the modernization of the city council, making Chicago the first major U.S. city in the U.S. to implement e-voting for city council elections, and spearheading the rollout of the City Key program in 2018. What's the City Key program?
So it's the first municipal ID card program here in the state of Illinois. We were the third in the country when we first started. Now I think there's 40 cities that have adopted it.
Yeah.
So basically, if you can't get access to a state ID or a driver's license, a municipal ID card is a great way to get access to city services, show an ID to start, get a job, start a bank account, utility bill turned on. A lot of folks just didn't have access to identification. Even our young people walking around. If you're not going to drive, you wouldn't think about going to get your driver's license because we have the amazing L and bus system.
Yeah.
So we started this out, and actually it came from advocates. It came from organizations, and they brought this idea to us, and we just basically helped implement it. And I think that's the role we should play as government, is to really look at our residents as policymakers. They have the best ideas. They know what the needs are of Woodland or Pilsen or Roseland or Austin, wherever. And our job is to listen, which is hard for a lot of elected officials to do, is listen. And think about, how can I use government to bring this to life? And so it's a first ever 4-in-1 ID. So it's a government ID,
Got it.
your CTA card,
Got it.
your library card,
Got
and a prescription discount card.
Got it.
And you can self-identify your gender, the first to do that also here in Illinois. And we have about 60 to 70 business partners. So if you want to go to a Chicago Fire game, you can use it for different discounts at the buy tickets. Same with Chicago Sky. You can go to the Art Institute free on Thursday evenings. Now they accept it as an ID for their free days. Sweet Mandy B's, 10% off. Brown Sugar Bakery, 10% off. Momentum Coffee, 10% off.
Okay.
So we try to highlight these businesses. One, we want people to shop local and explore their city. And also it allows more people like yourself to get it, or myself to get it, that may not need it. But then our reentry community, our domestic violence survivors, our undocumented community, they can all blend in.
Yeah.
And so that has been something I've been really passionate about. We have 150,000 card holders now.
Wow.
Since we rolled it out.
Wow.
And we've now operationalized it online. And it's really, for me, that's what service is. When you feel like you can help someone.
Yeah.
When you can meet someone in the community and they show they say, hey, I have the City Key card. And it helped me get access to something I couldn't before. That's why we do this job. That's why I do it.
So idea like that came from advocates and folks.
Advocates, yes.
But like, do city clerks around the country get together and do you all share ideas? Like, you know, where does that idea and what you're doing stack up to what the city clerk perhaps in Atlanta is doing, or San Francisco is doing, or New York is doing?
Yeah, we were able to talk to San Francisco when we rolled this out.
Okay.
And same with like fines and fees reform.
Okay.
So it's not in my job description. And to be honest, I haven't done a lot of things in my job description.
That's
I've
interesting.
expanded it.
Okay.
Because I really think if you have a position of power, you have a platform to do good.
Yeah.
You do as much good as you can.
Yeah.
And so when we took on fines and fees reform, again, it was parents that came to me and said, you know, Those city sticker tickets, they're $200 a day. And I've gotten 3 of them. And now they suspended my driver's license because I couldn't get on a payment plan.
Yeah.
And now I can't go to work. And then they impounded my car.
Yeah.
And then all these things that were happening to our communities going into debt because of city policies, which were wrong. So again, people were like, well, don't take this on, Anna, because it may not go well, or it may blow up. It's Pandora's box. You don't know what you're opening. But again, like, why are we there?
So before you arrived, I was upstairs with my mom. She's having a little coffee, getting ready for breakfast. And I was telling her that you were on the way, and I reminded her who you were, and I showed her your picture. She said, "Well, she's so young." I said, "Yes." And so, I hear all this, and I see what you're doing. And, you're my sister. You're dynamic. We've been friends for a while. I've watched you. I've tried to support as best I can. Why aren't you the mayor of the city of Chicago?
That's a good question. My husband was asking me this, like, why aren't you running?
Yeah.
I'm 40.
Okay.
I just turned 40 in January.
Happy
and my
belated
word
birthday.
for 40 was freedom. I am a people pleaser by nature and personality, and I'm trying to reform myself this year of people pleasing and always listening to others and what they want you to do with your life and how you should show up or all these things, all these expectations that I think I've allowed others to put on myself sometimes, not all the time. And I've really had to sit with my faith and listen to say, God, what do you want me to do? What are you calling me to do? Check the ego of what I think I could do, because I think I'd be an excellent mayor. I think it's something that
I agree.
I could do. The want is the want there, and is it my time? Those are the things I have to ask myself when I get straight with God about what is important, because as you know, also, I ran for Secretary of State a few years ago.
Yes.
And as I reflect back on it, my daughter was 9 months old.
Yes.
We were in COVID.
Yes. Yes.
And I
remember.
was trying to lead also the city through COVID.
Yes.
And I decided, I'm going to run for Secretary of State. It was a feeling of, this feels right.
Yeah.
And we're going to move towards it.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, 18 months of closed doors, then open windows, and keeping asking God, are you sure this is the right thing? And every time I thought, maybe I'm going to get out of this race, something would happen. I would keep moving forward. And even though I lost, there were so many lessons that I've learned, and grit and resilience and building yourself back up. And so this next race, I really want to make sure it feels right. It's aligned. I'm like not forcing it. I'm going with where it needs to lead me. And so that's still a question that's not answered.
Got it.
Is it right now?
Got it.
Or is it not? But I think at 40, I have a lot of time. And another great lesson I'm learning.
Yeah. And
I talk about this with my therapist. I'm getting real here.
Let's do it.
But I think it's important to have these honest conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
Is I don't have to fit a whole life into 1 year or into 2 years, into my 40 or 41 or 42nd years of life. I don't have to fit all of my life's goals or what I ambition into just one. And I think sometimes we have this pressure on ourselves to keep moving up, to keep succeeding, that this is never going to be enough. What if I've been called to be a mother and to be okay with being where I am and enjoying the fruits of my labor?
Yeah.
And being a wife and a friend and also me.
Yeah.
And just enjoying life. What if that is enough?
Yeah.
For right now.
So you went there, so I'm going to do a deeper dive.
Okay, go.
So you went there on 2 things I'm going to come back to. One, I talk about it in the book. One of the 8 principles I try to lift up around, our path to resilience is our faith. So, as a public servant, as a leader in this city, tell me and tell everyone a little bit more about this intersection of your faith and how that contributes to your power to persist and keep going.
Well, so I grew up Catholic, actually,
Okay.
my whole life. Grew up Catholic, go to church on Sundays, pray,
Yeah.
all the good stuff, hit your sacraments.
Yeah.
Then I met my husband, who grew up in a Pentecostal home.
Oh.
And his grandmother was
That's
a
like,
minister, a Pentecostal minister. And we started dating. And this was 2011. And he would go to mass with me on Saturdays, and I'm sure he was so bored. But I could not find a Catholic church yet here that I was like jiving with.
Yeah.
And he found this church, our current church, City Church Chicago, Pastor Kent and Allie Muncie.
Nice.
And so we would rotate. And slowly over, maybe it was about 3 years, and I started attending the church more regularly. And my sister and I would go. And slowly I started kind of clapping. And then slowly, my hand would kind of go like this. And then next thing I knew, I was like full on worshiping, going into the baptismal tank, like completely, like, who is this woman? I always had a sense of faith growing up. That was something my parents instilled in me, was like always believing in God. My dad was in the program in AA, and so they always were sponsors of people, and faith is like a huge foundation for the AA program.
Yeah.
And so that was always in me, that I always had a faith. But it wasn't until I lost that election that your faith becomes everything. It becomes a foundation. All those things I learned along the way, all those lessons about trust and giving it all up and not holding it and trying to force things in your own strength. That came to play. And then also believing, that God loves you and that has a plan for you. And that even if things don't work out, you have to trust that there's things that are working out you don't even know yet. And I've always kind of had an optimism. It's just part of who I am. And maybe that's what God's gift is this outlook of, okay, things didn't go my way, but it will get better. And so what I really had to do is my faith, I think, deepened for the first time in a long time, deep into where I've been called to lead a marriage life group at church. Riyadh was like, I don't know if that calling is on me. Well, it's calling on me right now. So we started leading a marriage life group.
I love it.
I started doing a prayer and worship every morning. Started a gratitude journal. Even this morning when I was late.
Wow, I love it.
Even when I was running late, I just put on my headphones for a few minutes, listened to my music, did 3 things. I have this Oprah journal, The Life That You Want, and it leaves space for each day. And I just do 3 things that I'm grateful for. Even if I'm in a funk, I have to just find and dig deep. What is it that I am grateful for today? But the word today that I was reading, I read a devotional as well every morning. And it said, what if you think about being right here, right now? We're always so forward future of like, God, what's next? Where do you want me to go? I feel stuck. What's happening? And then we forget the present of the beauty of our life. A healthy daughter. Beautiful garden. The sun is shining. Clean air to breathe. The physical, mental, social wellness that I have to be able to show up and have a conversation with a friend today. Those are things that we get so, we kind of just push aside and take for granted. I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to live my life of what's next. I got to keep striving. I think I'll get there. And I think with my faith, I can get there in ease. I can get there less stressed, less anxious, less worried, because I know God is going to work it out. And even if I miss my moment or I miss maybe running for mayor or for this, and because I didn't feel like it was a time, God will, in time, bring it back around.
I don't think it's a miss. I think everything happens, in the time that it needs to. I tell people that everyone thinks that, a celestial choir is going to start singing, or the earth has to start shaking and clouds have to part. No, if you're paying attention, God will give us confirmations that we're in the right place at the right time doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. There's no grand scheme thing that happens. You just know.
And I also think you have to do the work. You have to keep reading the word. You've got to show up. You've got to meet him, where you have to take these steps of courage. And because there's always the fear and the uncertainty and unknown. And I think Connie and I had this whole conversation about courage. Is where you can have those actions where the fear will kind of slowly take a back seat and the courage will push you forward. But you have to do your part. I can't just say, oh, I want to be mayor tomorrow and there's $0 and I'm like, God, put $1 million in my account. No, you take those small steps, you build, you start building towards what you think you want and God's going to do the rest. But it's that trust piece that I always have to remember. And you're right on it, the timing.
Yeah.
And so the trust and God's timing. And I don't know how I could live without that faith piece.
Yeah. You know, life has a funny way of testing us right when we think we have it all figured out. Those moments remind us that resilience is not about never failing. That's what the Power to Persist is all about. 8 simple habits to help you stay grounded, strong, and focused when life gets a little heavy. I'd be honored if you came along on this journey with me. Visit lamellmcmorris.com to get your copy of The Power to Persist and listen to the Power to Persist podcast so we can continue to persist together. You touched on one more thing that, if you don't mind, you are an inspiration to me and so many young people, and particularly, I imagine, so many girls, right? A 40-year-old doing what you're doing and achieving, but to acknowledge and be vulnerable enough to say, hey, I seek therapy. I talk to someone. How important has that been for you? Because you're inspiring me. I've not done it in quite some time, and I know I need to do the same. So,
well, I wanted to email my therapist today and say, do you have time for a virtual call?
Wow. Yeah.
Because things were running in my head this week that were lies of the enemy.
Yes.
And also just kind of talking through things.
Yeah.
And as a people pleaser, people, again, put expectations on you. And it's like trying to focus on, again, what you are feeling inside, that inner calling, and separating that from other people's expectations of you or their wants of you. And so I actually started therapy when I was, I think, 31, right after I started this new position as an executive.
Got it.
Because overnight, I basically became an executive. I had always been a staff person from behind the scenes, and that's what I thought I would remain. But what changed was in 2016 when Hillary Clinton lost.
Yes.
And I was supporting her, and I was a delegate to the convention. It was my first time going to the convention in Philly.
Yes.
And I had bought in, and I thought, this is it. This is going to be our... And she's not a perfect candidate, and I'm the first to admit.
Sure.
But it was the first time I realized, because I was in leadership. I was Rahm Mayor Emanuel's legislative director. Second woman.
I remember that,
First Latina. To hold that position. And I oversaw our teams for Chicago, DC, and Springfield for the Chicago agenda, our legislative agenda. And that was a big job. And I now had an understanding, an empathy for Hillary, because starting out in politics as a woman, where the nation was not caught up all those years ago, and what rooms she had to navigate. What barriers and obstacles and misogyny did she have to keep pushing through to be at the highest level? And so when I saw someone like Donald Trump beat this woman, it just did something in me. It made me angry. It made me feel like, oh, I know some other folks that are like him that have made their way to the top.
I've heard that a lot from the what women felt when,
it was personal.
Yeah.
Because we've corporate, public sector, law firms, you name it, finance, you name it. The barriers we've had to move around or shrink ourselves to be or allyships or things we need to do to get where we are. It was a lot. And you saw some of those men who didn't treat people kindly being promoted. And you thought, what is going on here? And so there was this kind of that's what I think spurred me to raise my hand for executive leadership and as the clerk's position to be appointed and run. But when I got in there, here I am at 31 years old, running a 93-person, I think is a 100-person department, union, non-union, ages 25 to 70, all different walks of life. Managing people and personalities is the hardest job out there.
Without a doubt.
6 months in, I had to make a change in my chief of staff. Budget was coming up. I didn't feel sure about myself. And a friend of mine said, you are in the red zone. I said, the red zone, what does that mean? She's like, you are going to burn out. You cannot sustain. Why don't you see my therapist? And now this girl from downstate, very working class family. My family went to therapy. I mean, my parents went to AA meetings, Al-Anon meetings. I understood that.
Sure.
But everyone in my family, it's like you pray on it and you release.
Yeah.
And then you keep on moving.
Yeah.
Like you don't have time to just, feel sorry for yourself. You got to keep on going.
Yeah.
And so that was my mindset. However, I think therapy for me has been like a consultant. Someone who you can run ideas by and they can help you think through how you might tackle a problem. I mean, I remember literally having a conversation with my therapist about how to let someone go and practicing what I would say.
Yeah.
And hearing feedback of, did that land right?
Yeah.
Was that compassionate? Was it clear?
Yeah.
And so I do think, if you find the right therapist for whatever you're looking, and it may take you a few times, don't get discouraged if the first or two you're not jiving with.
Yeah.
As it takes time. It's like shopping for a car. What's the right fit?
Yeah.
Or shoes, right? And so it was so helpful for me in a very trying time where I needed kind of some coaching, some encouragement, some affirmation.
Yeah.
And then second, my husband and I sought therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years into this whole business.
Yes.
My husband said, we were in a therapy session. He said, I kept saying that because I said, finally, I'm like, why didn't you ever tell me this?
Yeah.
That you felt like you weren't a priority. He's like, I have. You haven't heard me. And it took us going to a counselor together to say, oh, wow. For me, it was like an aha moment of that I had to learn in some self-awareness.
Yeah.
And so I think it's wonderful, and there shouldn't be a stigma on it, and there shouldn't be a cost barrier. There are a lot of places in Chicago, including the Northwestern Family Institute, that have a lot of diverse clinicians.
Love it.
And diverse therapists. And they also have fee waivers. So that there is no barrier.
Love it.
And Bishop Horace Smith is on the board.
Nice.
And he also, that's been like a huge reason why, is to eliminate the barriers for people, especially people of color, for the stigma and the financial burden that it might be to seek that professional help.
I think, I get a sense that we're making progress and headway in this regard, right? I think it has been, you're right, historically a stigma or something that our families just didn't engage in. I hear more and more my friends and folks like you and others saying, referring to their therapists and talking and preaching to folks about the importance of it. So hopefully we're making progress.
I think so. And the more conversations we have like this, and I don't know what your experience has been. Was there a certain age that you decided to seek it?
Yeah.
And how did you know?
So, oh boy, here's a point of vulnerability. So I was representing the referees in the NBA. I used to lead the union and do collective bargaining. It was intensely stressful. And, I literally, I'm running on planes.
Yes, because nobody likes the referees.
No one likes the referees. And then,
especially the Chicago Sky game. They get yelled at all the time.
It's 60 some odd referees with 60 different personalities and ideas about salary and pension. And then you got to engage with the NBA. And so it's a lot going on. And so I'm running. So one day I was so stressed out. I think I finished an intense call, running late for a plane. I had a panic attack. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. So I go to my doctor and she says, she's a West Indian woman in D.C. I was living in D.C. at the time, cute West Indian woman. And she's like, oh, Lamell, there are two people I want you to see. One is, she said, I want you to see two men of color. And one is your fraternity brother, Riyadh's our fraternity brother, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And another one is here, my colleague of mine at Howard University. So I go see these two different brothers. One brother, my fraternity brother, has more of a cognitive approach. So he's giving you exercises. He's, trying to get you to, whatever. It's a cognitive approach. And I'm like, hey, man, I got a flight in like an hour, man. I don't have time to do work. I need to get right now. So the other brother, and again, wonderful conversations with both. The other brother had more of a pharmacological approach. And, he was able to give me something, get me cool, get on the plane, since then, that was been over a decade or so ago. I've been able to wean myself off of that. I kind of know how to travel. But it was a fascinating, and what was, as I tell this story, it was like, okay, the dude with the take your time, do the exercises and all that didn't work. The guy that was able to give me something, because I'm on a plane 5 times a week. And it's like,
and sometimes it's a mixture of both.
But it goes to your point about finding what works for you. Thank God I didn't develop any kind of addictive habit to this. I used the medication for what it was for being claustrophobic, for feeling intense in that closed environment. And I've been able to since wean myself off. The only thing that gets me now are long flights. I have to be like, I'm all about configuration of a plane where I sit the whole
distraction.
Yeah. Oh no. If it's got a TV, if it's got something, I'm all golden.
Yes, honestly, that's helped me.
I can't believe I'm talking about this. I've never said this publicly.
Oh well, look. See, the interviewee is coming out.
I know you flipped the script on me. Anna.
I think that's really important though, because I also had a panic attack coming back from a long trip from Europe.
Wow.
And I was taking Dramamine and drinking wine and breathing and like, get me off this plane in the middle of the Atlantic.
Dramamine and wine, that's a hell of a
I don't know if it's something you got as you get older. I was such a great flyer and then something switched.
Oh, yeah.
And so it also is like talking to the doctor. And so I did have to take like a half a tablet of an anti-anxiety med before I flew long flights. Yeah. But you know what changed and I no longer need to?
What's that?
I had a daughter.
I was just going to say, your daughter. You don't have time for that stuff now. It's like,
you're getting on the plane.
You better sit where you need to sit and get her straight.
I got to get her straight. And then I realized the distraction of making sure she's all set for the flight.
Yes.
And throughout the flight, I'm constantly more snacks, activities.
Yes.
You're going. When I'm flying now, the other thing is my worship music. As soon as I get on the plane, I put my earbuds in. I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
I might be looking at photos of past trips on my phone.
Nice.
So I flip through photos. I'm listening to music. I'm breathing.
Yeah.
And that's helped me a lot. It's just any mind distractions.
Yeah. Well, no child in the works as a distraction for me right now. So I've got to work on some alternative.
Leaking about put her on your podcast, your worship music.
Yeah.
Just because I think that helps. Then you won't look.
It used to be a ritual, and now on planes there are more televisions now, and I learned how to do the iPad and do all kind of stuff going on. So you've served Chicago for 8 years through multiple administrations, the pandemic, et cetera, as we talked about. You exemplify so much of what it means to be resilient. Attitude, work ethic, dogged determination. I want to talk specifically about attitude for a minute. It's one of the 8 pillars that I talk about in the book, The Power to Persist. I've in my own life, and we discussed this in The Power to Persist, that a positive attitude is important for survival. It's just that important. Your podcast, Joy in the Breakthrough, has conversations with leaders who found the power of being broken open in order to break through. What is the power of joy to you?
Joy inside. I think of joy internally.
Yeah.
I think for me, it feels like peace, a little bit of warmth, sunshine, that just stirring you feel and then brings a smile to your heart that ends up being on your face. So I feel like joy can kind of be inward starting, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be for me, hot tea on my patio with the sun on my face, flowers blooming, a walk with my daughter, and even if it's 10 minutes in the summer mornings, we've been doing these walks together and and noticing the new flowers blooming or listening to the birds.
Yeah.
To me, it could be simple acts.
Yeah.
Of something that just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And it's not it's also not fleeting.
Yeah.
And I think for everyone it's something that I've had to really work at after that election. Because I became a mom, went through a global pandemic, and ran for statewide office, which wasn't. I asked my husband, like, why didn't you tell me this is a terrible idea? He's like, tell you? I can't tell you anything. You were dead set going. But it was this culmination of really breaking after that election because there had been so many mean it got really ugly. It got personal and ugly. And also, I never really lost anything in my life like that publicly.
Yeah.
And I think too, there was a sadness that I lost out on some time with Rihanna because I went and kind of sacrificed some of those early days and of her.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of rebuilding. And what I found, I was at a sermon at Christmas time, and my pastor was talking about unwrapping different gifts. And one of the gifts is joy. And that just stuck with me. And so I decided in the winter or January of 2020, that would have been 2023, that the word for my year would be joy.
I love it.
And I would start planning for it.
Yeah.
So even when my schedule gets crazy, you'll see I'll have a coffee with someone.
Yeah.
This brings me joy.
Yeah.
Having a conversation and connection and different people bring me energy and joy and uplift me.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's, tonight I'm taking my mom to a Chicago Sky game.
Yeah.
Or in a few weeks in August, I already planned a dinner with my kitchen table of my girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because you have to also plan for it sometimes. It's just not going to happen. So I think when I can plan things just like I am going to the dentist or doctor, I plan for those joyous moments too. Because when life gets crazy or work gets crazy and all of a sudden you see, I have a dinner with 10 of my best girlfriends coming up, or I have, something coming up that I can connect with maybe a person in a long time or my each morning gratitude, that keeps it going, keeps it filled. So that's why I have really worked on the last 3 years of building that muscle.
What was that moment of being broken open for you?
I've had multiple, I think, over the years, but I do think, again, losing that election.
Yeah.
Because what I felt was shame.
Got it.
I felt embarrassed, shame, disappointing folks who believed in me, maybe gave me money or endorsements.
Yeah.
I felt like, just really down. And I think for me also another epiphany that came out of that through friends, really good friends that stayed with me. Because there were people who ride with you, but when times get tough, they're the first one to go.
No doubt about it.
And the first one to not take your calls any longer.
Yeah.
And your cell phone gets quiet because people don't need anything from you any longer.
Oh, yeah.
And you know who really are your people.
Oh, yeah.
That was something I learned.
Oh, yeah.
And another lesson I learned is that for so many years, since my early adult life, my worth has been tied to my work. My work has been my identity. So when my work was high and everything was flowing well, my self-worth was high. And when my work crashed, my self-worth crashed.
Wow.
And it took me time to realize those are two separate things.
Yeah.
Me just being me and who God has called me to be is enough.
Yeah.
And I should be able to love myself for who I am, not for what I do or produce.
Yeah.
And that was really difficult, being able to separate. And even to this day, I have to watch myself. We went through a little crisis with Donald Trump subpoenaing my records or trying to destroy my city key card program.
Wow.
And I could feel a little shaky as the media hits were coming, I was really angry, but also I was dipping down a little bit. Again, I had to be like, oh, wait. This is work. This is not me. This is not personal against me. It's just what's happening to me. And so get out of feeling like a victim and fight back. And also know who you are. And you are still good enough.
In this endeavor to help others learn how to find joy in their life, especially through the podcast, what's been the biggest, aha moment for you?
I've learned just like talking to people at the podcast, people have such interesting journeys. And it starts very similar to our conversations, right?
Yeah.
People really have hustled, done the work, have hit walls and figured out how to climb over them or over, under, around.
Yeah.
And that has been very inspiring to hear people's stories and understanding how their drive, ambition, purpose all aligned.
Yeah.
How they too felt not enough, or they had felt too much in their lives, and yet that self-awareness piece, willing to keep working and growing and being curious and asking for help. I think that's another thing that as leaders in our roles, especially diverse leaders, we're not good at asking for help.
No.
We're just good at like, keep on hustling. We're going to work through this burnout. We're going to keep it moving. And that is something that I've really had to listen to these other folks of like not burning out. One great interviewee I had was Stephanie Morimoto, who is the CEO of a Sutra.
Nice.
So you have a woman-owned company from Joliet.
Okay.
First in her family to go to Brown University.
Nice.
And she created this whole brand on magnesium creams and sleep and the need for rest. And now she's on QVC. Oprah has her like the what are those things called? Those sleep masks.
Oh yes.
Amazing weighted sleep mask. I feel like I'm an infomercial right now.
No, that's good though. It's good.
But she came on the podcast for Joy in the Breakthrough, and she talked about when she burnt out. She was in education policy and an education nonprofit, and we go, and then she just burned out, and she actually had to leave for a while, take a sabbatical. And then this is where she decided that she wanted to go in this new venture and this new way into the wellness space and work on her sleep and rest. And that is something I've had to learn is the power of rest.
It's almost as if you've read the book already. You're like,
I'm sure you feel this way because for me, I'm like always on and I'm very extroverted, but the rest for me is hard.
It's the one thing I've got to, I'm on many things, but it's the central thing that I've got to work on. Like, I just don't, I recognize the importance, as I get older, I'm definitely feeling the importance, but actually getting it and being intentional about it, I've got to work on.
Same. I bought a Whoop watch.
Okay.
It's kind of like one of those rings, the Oura ring, right?
Yeah.
But I got the watch. Okay. So it monitors your sleep habits.
Yeah.
Your sleep habits, and then it has these energy levels.
Yeah, I'm scared of what I'll find out.
Green, yellow, red, right? Green being the highest energy, yellow, and then red. So I've had like a week of yellows.
Wow.
And so your body is telling you,
wow,
you need to chill or,
Is that even though you I would never know that.
It shows you
and others
stress.
won't know that, but you feel it. Your body knows.
When you see it, I'm like, oh, I must be a red or yellow today. I feel it. And then I'll open it up and I'm like, wow, I'm a yellow. But it's like they want you to do more restorative yoga or a meditation, making sure your sleep consistency. I'm crazy about my sleep. I have dark out curtains.
Wow.
It has to be cold. Sleep mask. My cell phone's in a different room. I've ever since Rihanna's come, I'm really crazy about my sleep. But I think that people don't realize if we're going to function at the high capacity we're going, then we have to take care of ourselves too.
Got to do it. You've worked closely with a lot of inspirational leaders. What's something you see in leaders around you that you feel like is an essential ingredient to their success?
That's a tough one. What do you think?
We talked a little bit about it. I think as I look at my journey,
because I can have 4 I could name.
Yeah, this faith notion is something that cannot be glanced over. This we, as you know, define faith as the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. To be able to persevere, to be able to keep going, to be be able to fight on in the midst of defeat and success, not always knowing what the end is going to be. That's been the through line. I mean, there's no getting around that in my journey. And I think when we talk as leaders to others like yourself, there is, even you talked about it earlier, there's no getting around it.
I think faith is definitely important, especially with the uncertainty of what's even happening in our national scene.
Yeah.
I also think resilience in your book.
Yeah.
It's how do you keep getting back up and pushing through in the face of adversity?
Yeah.
Because I think that's really important. And someone told me this, I can't remember who told me this, but after that loss, they said, it's not so much about the loss, it's how you get back up from a loss.
Yeah.
Because those young women you talked about that were looking up to me,
that's right.
They're going to watch how I show up in the world after this.
No doubt about it.
Am I going to show up like a sore loser?
Yep.
As a victim? Or am I going to show up as a champion with grace and integrity and kindness? And that's what I did, even when it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think as a leader, if we can keep showing up resilient with our teams, and for me, coaching my teams is really important. Workplace culture is everything to me.
When you say your team, how many people, I think folks would want to know, as a city clerk, what does your team actually look like?
Yeah, so we have 93 members right now of our team.
Got it.
And again, 25 to 70, non-union and union.
Wow.
Every different neighborhood you could think of.
Wow.
All coming together.
Yeah.
And so when you have this, there's going to be some storming happening because you have different perspectives. And what I really tried to focus on for workplace culture is how do we treat one another? How do we see each other? How do we value one another, even if we may not get along? And so we as leaders have to model this behavior and have to show up. And so even when I'm going into a funk, maybe morning's gone bad or I'm just not feeling great, I think about what energy am I bringing into this office today?
Yeah.
You talk about positivity, right?
Yeah.
How can my positive attitude be infectious to the ones around me? Because whatever energy you're bringing into the room, that room's going to have that energy.
I was in the Uber earlier today, and I told the brothers I was getting out, I said, look, the best sermon we can preach is when we don't open up our mouth. I said, now I can sit here and tell you a whole lot, but if I walk it and you see it, that's it. And especially, as leaders, right? I mean, when we have folks who are depending on us, who are counting on us, who are looking for us to show the way, you can preach till you're blue in the face, but they're actually going to watch. And no different than your daughter. I mean, I can only imagine, you can yell and scream, but she's watching everything.
Oh, she's so honest too.
Yeah.
She said something to her dad the other night, and she sounded like a little me. And I was like watching it in horror because I was like, Rihanna, that's not kind. She's like, well, you said that to daddy before.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh gosh, she's right. And I have to watch how I present and how I'm showing him empathy and compassion, just like I show people outside in the world.
Yeah.
I have to show my own husband that in front of my daughter.
She's watching.
She's watching.
When you look in your daughter's eyes and you think about your family, what messages or message do you take away for your own resilient journey?
In the fight that we're in right now, nationwide, she gives me the reason to stay into the fight. When I feel tired or defeated, that am I doing what I'm doing, standing up, speaking up, protesting, does it matter?
Yeah.
I look at her and I know it does, because I know her generation and future generations of our young people are counting on us to at least keep moving forward, keeping or holding progress. Even if we can't move forward right now, holding it so that the younger generations can come up and push it forward even more.
Yeah.
So I think that she inspires me to want to do good for for the young people.
Yeah.
I want to make her proud.
Yeah.
And I want to leave this place better than when we found it.
Yeah.
And I want her to have more opportunities. Each generation of our young people and our young girls especially too. I want them to have more opportunities.
I love it. What does Anna, the clerk, do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yes.
Okay. I love to have fun.
Yes.
I love hosting dinner parties.
Okay.
They can stress me out, but I love a good conversation around good food and friends, talking about what brings us joy and hope and encouragement. They fill my cup up.
It's not like dinner for schmucks, you know. You saw that movie. It's like you like the conversation.
I love the conversation.
Did you see that movie where they bring somebody intentionally, like somebody that they're gonna like tease, like this person's a target for
No,
does someone become the target at the dinner table?
No, I would.
Whether they know
I
it or
would
not.
start crying. No, this is way more uplifting and encouraging. I can't take that. I love doing that. I love hanging with my family. Just simple, normal days with Riyadh and Rihanna.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to get ice cream at our favorite shop during the summer, or swimming, or going on a trip together. I love like our family days. Those are really, and then we could just do nothing, and still it would bring me a lot of joy. I like podcasts. Love listening to new podcasts. Reading. I love to read new books. Listen to music.
What's on Anna's playlist?
Oh, playlist. Okay, that can go anywhere.
Let's go. I want to know.
So I could go to
Inquiring minds want to know.
I could go to Maverick City Music.
Okay.
All the way to some Beyonce.
Okay.
Then her new album.
Did you go to the concert?
Oh my gosh.
Did you go
yes.
to the concert? Okay. How was it? I've been hearing nothing but good stuff.
It was so good.
Nice.
To Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
I
saw her the other couple of weeks ago. I was one of the few people that stayed
really
at Essence to the end of her concert.
Okay.
Yes, at 3 something in the morning when she came on. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this might get me in trouble, but I still like Drake.
Uh-oh.
I know. Kendrick Lamar's good too.
No comment.
Both. I can
They say
both.
Drake is gonna make a comeback. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. Some people might get offended at the fact that I said he has to make a comeback,
but I like Kendrick Lamar too.
Yeah.
Out there too.
I mean, I think it's no doubt who won well, anyway, we won't go there.
Exactly. And then like some just like jazz music, like non-lyrical jazz, like fun,
Yeah.
When I or even some great old school Mark Anthony or salsa music when I'm cooking. I like a little bit of everything. I'm collective.
What's your favorite movie and
I'll
why?
even listen to country sometimes.
Oh no! Well, country's in right now.
Oh.
What's your favorite movie and why?
Movie?
Yeah.
That's too hard.
You got a couple?
I don't know. I'll have to come back to that one.
When you were a kid, who was your celebrity crush?
Oh, do you remember Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
I have no
JTT.
idea who
Oh,
he is.
he was in the Teen Bops. He was in that show, Home Improvement. He was huge. But my other friends loved like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
Got it.
Justin Timberlake, those. But that and Usher was huge when we were also growing up.
Yeah.
There was like
I think
the big
I saw
ones.
Usher's Vegas concert like 100 times.
Oh, did you?
I mean,
I know. We're sad to miss it.
I went
so
the
good.
first time, like, okay, this is cool, but the guy is he's good. And, you realize how much you enjoy the music. And it was like a fun experience. It was like great. So, yeah, I went 1,000 times.
Oh, I'm so sad I didn't go. That and Adele I wanted to see in Vegas too, and I was sad I didn't see her.
Anna, you are my sister. You are my friend. Very few people in the world I'm more proud of than you.
Thank you.
I cannot thank you enough for being a guest on the Power to Persist podcast and for coming over.
Thank you for having me. This was a lovely conversation. The time just flew by.
It did.
And I'm really happy for you for your book.
Thank you.
And this podcast and that you're taking this journey.
Thank you.
Because it will open you up. So get used to being more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because this mic happens and then you forget that you're you have the mic.
Yeah.
And then you're just telling all these stories and you're like, wait,
I think
we might need to edit that out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to monitor this. I mean, I may say some stuff that I'm not supposed to say. But no, thank you, sis.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you're listening so you stay in the know about future episodes. See you next time, my friends.